Alright, guys, I'm back. I just went to attend to something urgent outside. But then, this is where majority of traders will just be panicking after having a trade idea just because price is moving against them, and then they just close it out, or perhaps you've over risked, you've placed a very huge risk on one trade idea. When stuff like this happens, then definitely it will begin to communicate to you that, hey, price is going for your stop loss. But in this case, me, I'm unaffected because I've taken a calculated risk here. My risk is so calculated here, and what I'm seeing is only the reaction of price and not as though it will go for my stop. If it goes, I'm totally fine because it is a risk I have, taken even before executing. I knew that if it goes there, definitely I'm wrong, and I accept the fact that I am wrong. But something like this now happening, I'm just waiting for the 4 hour candle to close. That's all I'm waiting for. If it goes to my stop without the 4 hour candle closing, then definitely I'm wrong. And guess what? If it goes to my stop loss, I'm wrong and I'll be out. I'll just wait for the next opportunity. As you can see, the 4 hour candle has closed bullish, so I will just be monitoring the reaction of price after the 4 hour candle closure. As you can see, it's even offering bullishness at the moment. So that's how you trade. You don't just go and over risk, and then perhaps it won't even go to your stop loss, and then you come to see that you've blew your own capital. I mean, it's a game of risk to reward. You should forget all these things you see online. Majority of people with their flipping this thing, it's possible, but it takes, it's not something that is sustainable, and it takes a lot of experience for you to go into that level. But once you just stick to, you know, risking on a trade idea, and then you stick to the risk without bothering about anything, I mean, it will be just a matter of time before you come to see that the profit will start rolling in. So at the moment, for the 4 hour candle has closed, and still I'm monitoring the position of my position. As you can see, as you can see, um, we have this 15-minute fair value gap, but still, it's nothing of interest to me. I'm just looking, will it be, I'm looking at the possibility of price going, to my target, this liquidity. So I'm not even interested in that. So I'll just continue to wait and wait and wait, and with time you'll come to see that, the profits will come. So this is just a minor drop here. Did not even went close to our stop loss, so nothing to panic about. I'm still anticipating bullishness in price. This is how we play the game. In a, in a in a place where majority of traders are doing things in a different way, you have to be different in order to be successful. But then what I'm trying to communicate before was that, if after 12 p.m. New York local time it did not go to our target, we are going to close it at that 12 p.m. So that's the only interest I have in mind. And so I'll just continue to wait and wait and wait. Each time I tell you, are you active? Most of the time I'm active on the chat, And sometimes I will sit from that 12, from that 7 o'clock New York local time up all through the midnight. And I mean, all through to 12 o'clock, if I don't have any setup, I just leave the chat without even executing. And some days you come to see that you have multiple setups. So that's how we play. As you can see how price is just going up and up and up. And I'm anticipating more push to the upside because that's where price is supposed to go based on my own technical view. So let me plug my PC. I think I'll still move. Just stay tuned. I'll still update you on the reaction of price and what is my take, on the setup. That's how I manage my trades. So in the meantime, I'm coming. I'll be attending something. Just stay tuned. I mean, be watching price. Alright guys, I'm back. As you can see the reaction of price, we are currently in profit, even though little profit, almost just above our own entry. That notwithstanding, price is still moving well in our direction. So that's trading, man. You don't just expect it to go to TP at once. But my own anticipation is should just continue to the upside. After this retracement, once we see 1R, there's no any other reason why we should take a loss after seeing 1R. So perhaps when we go as up around here, when we take out this high, definitely we'll adjust our stop loss to entry. That's part of the trade management. And I expect this TP to be hit before noon New York timing, meaning in the next 3 or 4 hours max we should get our target, and if it's not a target, we'll take whatever the market offers and show up tomorrow. That's the plan. So currently I'm reading this book, The Psychology of Money. I am reading it once more. I once read it. I do need to read plenty of books, but then I try to read the good books. I try to read it on and on and on till I internalize the concepts in the book. So when I find a good book, I consume it and consume it till I act that book. I mean, the main aim of reading is not just for you to know, even though that is also there, because there are stuff that you still need to know, but still, you have to act on the book. So this Psychology of Money taught me a lot about compounding and risk management, compound effects, and it's so related to trading, because when you are playing the long-term game, money, as you all know, it affects you just like your health. Whether you are concerned about money or not, it affects you, because you really need it just like your health. So you have to study money and then understand the fundamental principles in making money, keeping money, and even multiplying money, because it will definitely help you in your own life. As a trader, you're not just focusing on just to make money. You still have to know how to keep it, because if you make it and then squander it, come to find out that you're just working and exhausting yourself for nothing. So, but when you understand the fundamental principles of money, then with time you come to see that you'll be independent, you'll be financially independent, even if you're starting from the scratch. And the best thing that happened to us as traders is just prop firms. It offers the opportunity to just scale up so fast with as little as your $25, $50. You can get an account. If you get a reliable prop firm, you come to see that, I mean, with as little as $20, $50, you can even walk your way to get all those amounts. I don't care whether you are, you know, in a remote in you are in a remote area or something. $50 is something you can, walk your way or even save your way into acquiring, and you come to see that when you use that vehicle, finding a reputable prop firm, and then you invest your money. First off, you have to have the skill first, because don't even don't even think about making money from this market without the skill. You have to go for the skill first. Once you've empowered yourself with the skill and you know you are skilled a lot, you've traded on demo for a very long time. It's good to trade on demo. I mean, because there's no difference between demo and real. So price is still moving in our direction. Took out that high, which is very good for us. So once you've acquired the skill, the way you can be able to scale up is just through leveraging on prop firms. With your little capital, you have a $10,000 or $5,000 account. Then when you pass it and then secure payouts, you come to see that you can be able to scale up from there. So it's so important for you to know about money, because you need money to make money. And still you can start from scratch and still make money. So the book has really helped me, and I'm recommending the book to you guys, especially if you are struggling with psychology. It will still help you with psychology, especially chapter 4 is about compounding. And even the mindset that you need to have, because we are not playing by intelligence here while trading. Because a genius who loses control of their emotions can be a financial disaster, while a dummy that knows how to control his emotion can be able to make so much money in this market. That's how the paradox of making money here is. So doing well with money has nothing to do with how smart you are, but a lot on how you behave, your own behavior, your own psychology, how you approach money. It has a lot to do in making money and in investment generally. Imagine now, like after taking this trade, I mean, you just came and close it based on this life retracement before the 4-hour candle mirror. I mean, you would have been in regret right now, because your normal logical mind will communicate to you that price will just drop down. But guess what? You have to be not only smart individual, but you have to be a disciplined individual to make money from this market. So it's something I'm recommending to you guys. You can still check it out, and perhaps I think we can still make it this way. We'll just be reviewing the book at the course of our live stream. we can just be reviewing the book the course of the live stream. Perhaps we'll be taking one book at a time. You know, when price is moving, we'll be doing that. You'll come to see that you are updating yourself mentally and still making money. Or how do you see, guys? Is there anyone on the chat box? Meva and Meva, you are welcome. Sadiq Mohammed, you are all welcome, guys. Okay, I told you that I was sick last week, so last week I couldn't be active, but last week was 100% winning. It would have been a very banger week last week because after checking price, I knew what happened. Had it been I was there, I would have killed the market a lot. But still, I'm back, guys. We'll continue killing the market. Was just sick last week, but then I'm fully back. So thanks for asking. So at the course of the live stream, we'll just be reviewing some book. We'll be reviewing some books. I'm just crafting out these ideas right now. So I think it will be great to review some books while at the same time trading. I think it's something you can multitask. You're watching price. I mean, you don't have to even suffer because price is moving, and then you just be updating your mindset because money is mindset. So we are updating our mindset here. You'll come to see that you'll be a whole new individual. Apart from making money, you know how to keep it and even multiply it. That's the overall aim of, you coming to learn trading. I don't think there is any better aim than to make money, multiply it, and then keep it and multiply it. Once you have this mindset, the proper mindset, then it will be very easy for you to achieve that. So we'll do the big book reviews. We'll do a lot, both relating to trading, finance, and even personal development, because they all interconnect. Do you know that even the food you eat, like if you study yourself very well, you will notice that in order to make good decisions, still even the diet, the food you eat. Most times I even discovered months back that if I approach the market, during New York session, obviously if you know me, you know that I trade New York most of the majority of my trades are just during New York. So I noticed something that even not eating, sometimes fasting, it helps me in my decision making process, because trading is basically about decision. So even your diet has a lot to do with your own decision making process, and you have to study yourself so well to the extent that you know yourself before you can be able to pull out something from this market. So we'll discuss everything, both even health-wise. We'll still discuss that. I'm a health practitioner, a medical radiographer, so I still have I'm still an expert in that regard. So we'll still discuss that. Price is moving very well as expected. We'll just be patient. In the next few hours, we'll just close it up. How many hours? Let me check. This is 9 New York local time. New York local time. If you know me, I'm using New York because ICT concepts. Basically, we are using New York. So this is 9 a.m. New York local time. So by 12 a.m., even if we are in loss, we are going to close it. Even if we are in profits, we just close the idea and call it a day there. Our own target is only 3.2 R, so it's a good one. So this is 9 o'clock. By 12 o'clock, the next 3 hours, if it did not go to target, we'll still close it up for the day. That's how we'll be approaching the market. If you still backtest the strategy, I mean, last week it was just like that. I mean, if you backtest it here, last week it was a 1 minute entry on Friday. It wasn't around. Immediately after the CPI, it went up here. I mean, there was a 1 minute entry provided here that gave a 1 is to 3. And even if you close by 12 p.m., you bought it around here before this candle closes bullish with your stop loss here just below the low, and then your own target, let's say you just waited for 12 p.m., you will come to see that you will still close profitable on Friday again, on Thursday rather. On Thursday, I think it was a short, if I can recall. Where's the place? Okay, this is Wednesday. Okay, well, on Thursday it was a long actually. It was a long, a 5 minute trade idea. All these executions you see is just for entry. I use lower time frame for entry, but the overall trade idea is from the higher time frame. So with time you will get to know all that, the rationale behind all the execution, because I just don't jump into 1 minute time frame just like this. The 1 minute time frame is noisy, but I have my reasons. There are things I look out for before even executing on the 1 minute time frame. On the 5 minutes, on the 15 minutes, still. Just like today, we had this 15-minute entry. We had it today. I mean, this entry, there are still technical reasons behind that on the higher time frame. So when you continue to check the strategy, yeah, you will notice that this will just be a good week if gold continues like that. On Thursday it was a long. Where is the place? I think it was around here. New York was just here. I mean, it was a really sniper entry. The entry would have been around here with the stop loss here, and then targets either the high or 12 p.m. New York timing. It was a 5 minute entry. So, but then me, I don't use bar replay. I don't do backtesting. Rather, all the price action that happens, I study it almost all. Even if I did not, even that last week that I did not trade it, almost at the end of every day, even if I'm not trading, I study what occurred in that day. It has helped me. Even while I was a student in school, I will be very busy. I don't have time during your session, so I'll be very busy with my academics back then. But then after each day, I just devote just 10 to 20 minutes. You can be able to know what price did happen and how I would have entered, I would have managed the trade, and what would have been the outcome. I used to study like that. I used to study price like that, and it has helped me improved in my own technical analysis. After each day, just go there, study what the price offered, how would I have entered, how would I have managed the treat? Once you go with that mindset, after every day, I'm telling you, with time you come to see that you definitely improve. So even if you are not trained, let's say you are busy during New York, you can still be able to study that consistently with time. Perhaps you can still categorize that as backtesting, but still, I don't do all this by replay. You replay 10 years of data and whatnot. After each day, I will just study it and then document it without even writing it. And you come to see that even before it happens, you'll be able to spot it right on before it happens. That's how you improve. I mean, I'm not trying to say that it's totally bad doing a bad replay, but it worked for me. Perhaps you might be struggling, perhaps you are doing that. Not as though I don't have, I mean, to subscribe for Trading View Premium, I'm not even interested in that. Just that's why I just study price after each day and then note how I would have reacted. So goal now is to trace into this 15-minute fair value gap. Let me map it out. The bullish one. So it's another entry here, but then we have our own setup. So it just dropped down to this 15-minute fair value gap. We should expect a more push to the upside. I mean, it has another 15-minute bearish one, which we term it as we will just term it as an inverted fair value gap since it was being disrespected. So, but now it just dropped here. It's still another entry here. It will stop loss either here or here. So as you can see, I'm just expecting more push. After this retracement here, we just continue to the upside. If you check the 5 minutes still, it is still in support of our own overall bias. So we just have to wait and wait and wait. That's how we make money. Is there anybody having any question? Okay, yeah. Actually, I'm currently in a new environment, and so I'm trying to update my trading space. My trading space, as you can see, no ring light, nothing. Even the screen, I'm just using my PC. That's why you notice that my voice may not be very clear. So I'm with time within the month I'll go and purchase webcam and even buy a mic so that everything will just go smoothly. So but you just have to manage with this. You just have to manage this. With time you will still do that. Throughout this year I was just busy buying some stuff. I invested a lot into some other ventures offline. That's why I wasn't even streaming. That was why my attention wasn't there. But I think within this month I'm going to just put chest to that, and then we'll just continue smoothly from there. But I hope it is not interfering with what you are hearing. Just I mean you can still understand what I'm communicating, right? So this is just the reaction of price on the 15-minute time frame. You'll notice that it just dropped to this value gap, so we can still anticipate some more bullishness from here. That's the overall anticipation. Oh, Wiser FX. Good to see you, bro. So I'll still be leaving the chat for some few minutes to attend to something. Just stay tuned. We'll still continue coming. Alright, guys, I'm back. So we'll just continue to patiently wait. Obviously, I told you what I was anticipating and the timing attached to my TP. So we can either close it by TP or by time. So see the beautiful reaction of price. It was really great to see how price acted out on that level, and it even gave out a beautiful 1 minute entry, my own type of entry, of which I added one position, which is currently at break even. But still, I don't need you to add more positions, so just leave it like that. It will go to target. And I will notify you as soon as I see any reason for us to close. So currently what I'm looking out is just perhaps I don't want you to go and execute, but I can even track price on 1 minute time frame. We can even track price on 1 minute time frame. Because now I just expect it to be something like a straight line move to the upside. So most times it occurs like this. The entry was so simple. I had my own execution line. So perhaps in the next 2 hours max, the next 2 hours, that's my own projection. In the next 2 hours, if we don't have TP, we'll still close it. After the strongly believe we might even see the TP. But another place where price could react, apart from our own TP, we always saw our entry. We check before our entry. This zone is where price could potentially react even it's close to our TP. I was interested in that. So this place, if you are interested in taking in partial, instead of taking it there, you can still take the partial in here. This bullish order block, this position is what we categorize as an order block. So price could potentially react around that zone. This, I mean, if you check here, it will be 2.9 or something. Look this. Someone like me that added one position. I mean, I could go take profit here. But then the ultimate TP is here, and we'll just be patient about it. We are not excited when it moves in that direction. But at the moment, the important thing to do is to move your stop to entry, because we're seeing 1R. I mean, I don't see any reason for price to drop down to our own entry zone. So if your stop loss is at entry, it is safe. It's safe. You can see. And currently we are running in something more than 1 hour. So I mean 1.5 hours, almost halfway to our own TP target. So you can still move your stop to a good risk management in that regard. If you've entered the trade, just indicate. Can you just type W or anything? Just indicate you've entered. Let me see if you've entered the setup. I mean, it's a really good thing. It's a really good thing. A beautiful delivery of price. I mean, the anticipation. Just like we anticipated yesterday. After the sales, we have the buys. And who knows what we have tomorrow. Tomorrow we are having FOMC announcement. So it will just be observing price. We'll come for live. I'll come for the live definitely. But then we'll strictly observe price to see whether we'll have a setup, because most times if there is FOMC, the New York session sometimes used to be very choppy. So observe price. If we see any evidence of choppiness, we'll just stay out of the market. But then if a setup forms, we'll still take the trade idea. Despite tomorrow there is FOMC around 7 p.m. So but our own timing is outside that zone. We are not going to trade that news. Obviously, we are just doing our own technical trades. We are not fundamental traders. So, but then if you combine the technicals and fundamentals, most times the fundamentals follows the technicals. Majority of the times. So, but if you are interested in fundamentals, you can still look for it elsewhere. I'm only trading technicals. The only thing I consider is that I check for the news. The time is going to be released. Most times it has an effect as to how I'm going to anticipate my own delivery. For instance, if in a week we are having noon farm PO on Friday, most times if you check it through history, you will notice that the Mondays are of high probability, but then the Thursdays sometimes medium or low probability. So but Monday and Tuesday, if there's a no farm PO, most times you'll come to see that it will be of high probability, even if there is no high or medium impact news. Even today, I mean, tomorrow we're having FOMC. Check how gold delivered so precisely yesterday without any news. So, and even today, as you can remember, we are already witnessing it. A very good return on investment. We are already up for 1.5 hours. So the only fundamental thing I just check is for the timing. Most times, even during each day, I check for the time for the news, the time that the news will be released, and sometimes After the news, I make my own execution, either on the 1 minute time frame after the news, or depending on what the technicals communicated. So, but I don't worry myself about it's higher than expected, so I'm supposed to do this. I only follow what the chart communicates. I don't worry myself about the fundamental data. That's my approach. So, okay, I'm back, guys. So, obviously, there's no any reason for you to take a loss at this point, because I mean, we've witnessed one hour. No matter how, if price retraces, I mean, the highest thing you get is just break even, because we've managed our own trade by moving this stop loss to entry. So this is what I'm observing right now. This we could take partial here, and then our own full target, which I already explained. Price may react here first before going for the full target, but anyhow, it occurred. If you have any question, you can drop it on the chat box. I'll attend to that. Today will be somehow unorganized because I did not plan to do the big book review. The idea just came today while on the stream. So by tomorrow, I'll organize it in such a way that we'll have some brief moment of book review, books relating to trading, investing, personal development, and even So we'll attach it to the live stream while observing price. We'll be doing that so that we'll make proper use of the time. I was quite surprised when they told me that November is on Saturday. I think it's Saturday, right? So I was so surprised. We were discussing with one of my friends yesterday, and that because of our conversation, I was telling him, I'm going to meet him during November. During November period, I'll be going over to his place to do some stuff. So he told me that November is on Friday. I was so surprised, like, wow. So The rate at which time is moving is so fast. So you have to really know how to manage your time to be effective. You are young right now, perhaps, but in just a blink of an eye, you will come to see that you are already 40, you are 50. So, but when you manage your time effectively, apart from trading, you are developing yourself. You come to see that, I mean, by the time you get old, you just retire. And so it's good to manage your time and invest your time properly. Time is one of the most important currencies we have. We have, apart from money, time is also a currency. We have four important currencies. We have money, we have energy, we have what? Attention, and then we have time. Money, you know that one as a currency, no need of explaining. Energy, some people work so hard and then they'll be given something at the end of the day or at the end of the week or at the end of the month. It's still a currency. Energy is a currency. Attention is as well a currency. It will also interest you to know attention is a currency. Why is it that, if you pay your attention watching some other stuff online, if you pay your attention, okay, let me just explain it this way. All these celebrities you see online making money, most times you'll see Facebook is being monetized, YouTube is being monetized, TikTok, is being monetized as well. What do they profit? You only view their own content, and then at the end of the month or at the end of the week, they get paid by Facebook. Facebook is paying them because of the attention you paid to them. So attention is also a currency. And when you misplace your own priority by placing your attention in things that are irrelevant, scrolling through Facebook, TikTok, and the rest, you've spent your time and then your attention there. You notice that by the time you get old, nothing will be to write home about in your life because you've spent it there. The people profiting it are those people, with the platform, and then those people that you are watching their content, they are the people profiting from that attention you give. So it's so important to put your attention into things that will improve you, will make you money, will make you fit, and then will make you a better person. And obviously, time is also money. Time is money, man. That one is inarguable. Time is money. So all these are the four currencies of life. So you have to study them, know them, how to use them, effectively. When you study money, you study energy, you study attention, you study time perfectly. You know how to make use of it in order to profit yourself and the future you envision for yourself. So we are still in the game, guys. Price is just retracing right now, and we just continue to patiently wait for whatever the outcome may be.